Brian, I just spoke with a administration official who indicated in response to the question that Melissa and I were discussing a few minutes ago that the harassment of U.S. diplomats in Moscow is entirely separate from the cyber hack, but the administration groups it together in a set of increasingly aggressive behaviors on the part of the Russian government. So the sanctions announced today involve both of those things, which aren't the same. One is the interference in the election, the cyber hack, and you've got individuals associated with the GRU, the Russian military intelligence arm, added to a list of sanctions which prevents them from traveling, prevents them from using the U.S. financial system, blocks assets if they have any, although they probably don't. Same with the firms associated with that cyber hack. But you also have the closure of the 2 compounds in the United States, the expulsion of 35 diplomats, again, related to the aggressive harassment of U.S. diplomats in Moscow. And the totality of those things represents the administration response, as well as Brian just alluded to what President Obama said are some actions which will not be disclosed, which the United States will entertain a cyber response covertly. Don't know if that's already happened yet or is just due to happen, but all of that represents the U.S. response. We have not heard from the Republican leadership yet, but Chuck Schumer, the incoming Democratic Senate leader, put out a statement praising the administration's actions, saying that we need to hit Russia and hit them hard, and also saying that the incoming Trump administration should not think about weakening these sanctions in any way. So that then puts the ball in the court of the incoming Trump administration. And Donald Trump has said, the president-elect has said repeatedly that he is not persuaded or he's not accepted the idea that Russia did this. And when he was asked about it last night, whether Russia should be sanctioned, which some Republican senators say they should be, he said, well, have complicated all of our lives and put us in a place where we don't know what's going on. Well, the Obama administration is saying they do know what's going on. U.S. intelligence says that. And so this drama is going to continue to play out.
And I believe, John, and correct me if I'm wrong, that this is really the first time we've seen the president use expanded powers that came under an executive action in 2015, which gives the president more authority to impose sanctions and penalties in the event of a cyber attack.
Yes, and he's been imposing penalties, of course, on Russia over the seizure of Crimea. And that has continued without reversing the Russian action for the last 2 years. This expands on that. And clearly, the deteriorating relationship between this administration and Russia has had many manifestations to it. And now the question is going to be, what happens to that relationship under President-elect Trump? He's given it every indication he wants to have a close and friendly relation with Vladimir Putin, but that comes with political complications, especially given the historic stance of the Republican Party as a very strong skeptic of Russian intentions and actions.
More broadly, John, I mean, this also is the latest step by the current sitting president to sort of say, you know what, I'm still here. He just moved 100 acres underseas, protected it from drilling in the Atlantic. He's urging the EPA to finalize mileage requirements sooner. He's urging people to enroll in Obamacare before that potentially gets repealed. I mean, how much do you think is, let's make sure this all gets done before I'm out of here?
Yes, although I would put this in a different category from issues related to his domestic initiatives, domestic legacy. This involves a live fire interference with the U.S. election, which we all saw play out just a few months ago, and that was a trigger that, in the view of the administration, justifies this response. That's a little bit different from, the ongoing process of trying to shore up Obamacare as he prepares to leave office or take steps to preserve some of his environmental objectives, that sort of thing.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.